Hey Tenno, and welcome to the channel on today's video. Today we are talking about the new Warframe 33.5 update, the 7 Crimes of Kullervo. Kullervo will be the 53rd Warframe, which players can obtain on the 21st of June, which is in 2 days time. Let's start today's topic with the star of the show and his abilities and how to obtain him. This is Kullervo, his base design looks intriguing, and it gives me Julius Caesar's death vibes, with the knives just sticking in his body. Et tu, Brute. So what are his abilities, and how can you obtain the Warframe number 53? Starting with Kullervo's passive, Whispers of Yon, Kullervo boasts increased heavy attack efficiency, heavy attack wind-up speed on all melee weapons. Kullervo's first ability, Wrathful Advance, comes in 2 forms. Tap the ability button and Kullervo charges a heavy attack and teleports to his targets and strikes. His Rage-filled focus temporarily increases his critical chance, and the second part of his first ability is you hold the ability button and he can teleport to any marked location. His second ability, Kullervo's Recompense. Kullervo surrounds himself with daggers. Each dagger that strikes an enemy restores his health, but each dagger that misses an enemy strikes Kullervo, dealing a bit of damage. When Kullervo has max health, he receives Overguard from struck enemies. His third ability, Collective Curse. Kullervo sends forth a curse that bans enemies, and when a cursed enemy takes damage, every other cursed enemy also suffers a portion of that damage. Finally, his fourth ability, Storm of Uka. The Void answers Kullervo's invocation with a storm of daggers that rain down upon his enemies. Alongside Kullervo, we will also receive a dual sword skin, as spoken on Devstream 170. It is a heavy sword skin, and we'll also receive a really cool looking Kullervo signed Dana. How to obtain this Warframe? Well, as with all previous release Warframes, you can purchase them in the market for Platinum, or if you're looking to farm this, this is how you will do it. With the new update comes a Fortress Island accompanied by a limited time event, Kullervo's Hold. It is said that a warden who binds Kullervo under lock and key is both quote-unquote mysterious yet familiar. Players will have to unravel the sins of the tormented Warframe and Herney's blueprints by squaring off in a showdown of epic proportions. So could this mean then that the showdown will be similar to the Chroma face-off in the new Strange Quest? In addition to this Deviri map update, there will be some changes regarding Deviri Undercroft. Warframe will be implementing a new boss battle that, according to the news thread, might seem familiar to more experienced Tenno. During Undercroft experiment missions is where this mysterious visitor will spawn. Additional to this, players will find all previously locked Undercroft portals will become accessible once we've acquired at least 7 decrees. What is interesting about this is that D go on to say that the player's experience in the Undercroft will often be more challenging, but will also provide greater rewards. Talking about decrees, Warframe are now adding dual decrees, or Spiteful Decrees as Warframe call them, that boast a positive and a negative stat to your drifter. The best way to describe what these may look like is that you can see some mod examples like Blind Rage, Fleeting Expertise and Overextended, though the best to note that decrees aren't mods that get sent to your mod station on board your orbiter. Decrees are designed to boost your drifter in Deviri, to enable a player to level the playing field and to be able to hold their own as they further their excursion in Deviri. Warframe have announced that there will be a total of 15 new decrees, which will provide more variety to your decree choice when you complete the story or side quests during your time in that Deviri cycle. Warframe did provide an example of a Spiteful Decree. The example that they have provided is called Fragile Vanity, which reduces 50% of your current armor whilst adding damage from players' shots that proportionally increases based on the total armor remaining. Spiteful Decrees has piqued my interest as they seem to provide a decent buff whilst at the same time grounding your build by incorporating a negative. How these will be received in the community when the update goes live this Wednesday is to be seen, though I will say that I am looking forward to this balance, as in my experience it can become exceedingly overpowered in Deviri and quite quickly, which for me it at least removes any challenging aspect from the Deviri experience, at least for a veteran like me. So, moving over to the cosmetics in update 33.5. Finally, Gauss is receiving the deluxe love he deserved. So, those of you that watch my streams over on twitch.tv/pnx_vector, you would have noticed that I have spoken about this a few times. With Gauss predicted to be one of the Prime releases this year, it seemed that Gauss Prime was more in reach than a Gauss Deluxe. A few of you also commented this in the stream, hoping that we'd get a Gauss Deluxe before the Gauss Prime release, but I will have to say that DE have not disappointed, as this Deluxe looks absolutely stunning. I will note though that when I look at the Accelerator, I can't help but get some Halo vibes from the design. The Deluxe name goes by Kresnik, which will include a Gauss Deluxe skin, which is called Kresnik. The fiery Bolide Sindana and the Accelerator Cadius which is all inspired, I believe, by the Greek god messenger Hermes. So next up, for those cave lovers, although no images have been uploaded on the news thread, Warframe have announced that we will be receiving new cave armor and cave ephemera bundles. The cave cosmetics that will be added will include chamferns, saddles and tails, as well as the all new cave ephemeras that players can swap out to match the shifting Very Dominus Thrax moods. If you are new to Warframe, you'll be greeted with your very first choice. This choice is new and hasn't always been a player's startup choice in the Warframe game. Released April 26th, Deveri introduced this start up screen where the Lotus speaks to the player directly for the very first time. Players will ultimately choose between the original Warframe path, this is how the game is intended to be played, or you can choose a brand new Drifter experience. Those of you who choose the Drifter experience will be able to find and ride as well as earn your own unique cave, which are basically horses but reimagined for the Deverian Warframe experience. Next, in the lineup for cosmetics, due to drop in update 33.5, is the Orizu Suit collection. Heavily inspired by origami, your drifter can look like a work of art as they slaughter everything in their path in this stylish yet modern outfit. As with opera and drifter fashion, you can mix up and match all accessories from the hood, arms, legs and chest, as well as choose a striking pattern from the colour palettes available for purchase in the market. The opera and drifter fashion is starting to become cemented in the Warframe community, and it is such a pleasure to see more and more people submit their fashions for our community showcases. I strongly believe that in the next few years, more and more drifter and operator fashion will be added to the game, and we will see players invest their plat into those cosmetics. We are all familiar with the fashion frame terminology, and openly joke that fashion frame is true Warframe endgame, though I don't believe it won't be too long before we see players solely fashion their drifters and operators instead and provide a strong competition to those who are known icons in the fashion frame community that is known as Warframe. Finally, regarding the cosmetics that will be dropped on 21st of June, we have the next round of Tennogen. Those of you who do not know what Tennogen is, Tennogen are skins created by the Warframe community for the Warframe community and are approved by Digital Extremes. Originated on Steam over on PC, consoles received a Tennogen port some years ago and it proved to be very popular amongst the Warframe community on console, and obviously it was already popular on PC. Tennogen this round though, we'll be seeing cosmetics ranging from shoulder, chest and leg pieces to a sentient styled like Necros and a Lisette landing craft skin which looks absolutely amazing. To obtain these, be sure to head to your in-game market, which is on board your Orbiter, and head to the category section and select Tennogen. As always, you can purchase skins individually or you can purchase discounted bundles that are released in this update or those previous. So that concludes the cosmetic drops that will be available in the new update 33.5. We are now going to discuss official response to bugs and what to expect regarding fixes. D. Megan's statement on the forum opens by saying, while we've briefly paused on hotfixing until we release update 33.5, the 7 Crimes of Kullervo, we wanted to note a handful of documented issues that will be fixed when the update launches. These are in-game fixes that require code, which means it requires a cert update to deploy these changes. If you aren't sure what sending to cert means, we posted a Warframe lexicon for updates to help explain our processes. Next, Megan goes on to list some of the highlighted bugs that DE are aware of and will be patched in the update 33.5 cert when it goes live. The following bugs that will be fixed are the following: Rune Marrow not being affected by boosters in the Undercroft. The Killer's Confidence Decree slows Warframes for the remainder of the mission after using abilities with large areas of effect, commonly seen in the Undercroft and or Arena. Severgoth Shadow does not benefit from decrees. Joining missions with a full set of Stalker weapons and the Dread Incarnon evolution, Coup de Grace, crashes the game. Work around in the meantime, use a different weapon or a different evolution. Tapping aim while in the middle of a melee swing causes your weapon to get stuck in aim mode until you tap it again. Ranger's Reload Decree breaks HEMA functionality. The Evolution 5 challenge, complete a mission with an Incarnon weapon in every slot, doesn't unlock if Incarnon Genesis weapons are used. Post-migration after abandoning a Railjack mission causes client to be stuck in loading. Copying existing decorations does not keep scaling or orientation. Unable to search for weapons with Incarnon adapters installed in Arsenal. Interception rewards skipping rounds. a Kaithe Fender and Cormi boards becoming blurry if depth of field is enabled, the Hates Incarnon form cause himself stagger, Zylock Incarnon projectile considering enemy bodies as cover, players sometimes being unable to purchase items from Kaithe, whereas in Deveri, Dual Toxicist Headshot Challenge being reset by status damage, Deveri missions being required to earn the Zarman Steel Path trophy, the Stranger's Hood not showing equipped operator accessories with the hood open, being able to lose your Kaithe in Steel Path Orowem fight if you dismount during the Warframe stage of the fight, Atmos Incarnon projectile is invisible, melee Incarnon weapons not showing Incarnon stats in the arsenal. Now more fixes are actively being investigated. The above is a reflection of issues that have been verified in update 33.5. The Megan then goes on to say on the review for the update, the summons Incarnon form damage output and interaction with the Satire Organ mod. Megan then states that there will be some quality of life changes, which was highlighted in the 171 dev stream. Megan then goes on to say, we have an ongoing list of quality of life changes based on community feedback. This list is by no means exhaustive. Ability to preview Tasha's Cave offerings in the star chart before entering Deveri, tied to specific Drifter instincts. In development image is up on the screen now for reference. Started undercroft portals in Deveri as optional side objectives. Steel Path Circuit Arcanes will also be more available here. Full key binding customization for the Drifter in control settings. Players can now skip the reward pop-up in the circuit after unlocking multiple tiers at once. Reduce more feeding difficulty by increasing the time allotted to feed. That's great because I found it difficult feeding them more and getting it done in time, so that sounds all good. Added the ability to uninstall Incarnon adapters even. For full details on how this works, look to the official patch notes, and added the ability to move your cave in the Deveri loading screen, so basically like your landing craft when you're going into a mission. So Megan closes her update 33.5 bug and fix post by saying the following: thank you all for your feedback and bug reports. If you have any more bug reports or feedback to share, you can continue to do so in our dedicated Deveri subform. There's lots more to come in update 33.5, the 7 crimes of Kullervo, such as Kullervo himself. So guys, I will link all of the relevant source material pinned via comment. For more information, including the credits and links, please click the about section for this video. I will end by asking all of you this question: what are you most looking forward to in update 33.5, the 7 crimes of Kullervo? Please leave a comment below. Thank you for watching, and as always, until the next time, thank you.